Welcome back, know it alls, and thanks for listening to the show. Your support is awesome. Please continue to follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Remember to subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss an episode when it gets released. You can find us on all social media platforms under the name Answers for Everything Podcast. We should be there. If we are not, let us know and we'll make it right.
What's
Girl.
up, know-it-alls? And Clay, Mr. Clay, you've been away.
Just for a couple days, short, quick trip, like 3.5 days in San Francisco.
Oh, was it only a couple days? I thought it was a bit longer.
I left on Sunday night late, got there at like almost midnight, and I flew back Thursday morning at 10 a.m. So
Awesome.
I had 3 days
Was it
in.
was it just kind of a spur of the moment thing, or did you have it planned for a
Uh,
while?
I had it planned for like about a month or so, but I didn't know if I could get the time off work, so I didn't tell really anybody I was going just in case I couldn't. And then
Mm.
I bought the tickets with insurance in case I had to cancel, and I was able to go 2 days before the trip. All my employees worked out perfectly, so I just fucking went and went and visited a friend who lives down there, who actually used to be one of my employees. So
Oh, wow.
he and his wife work out in San Francisco. And
Cool.
every time I go there, like I've been to the city, I've probably driven through it about a dozen times in my life. It's always foggy. You can never see the Golden Gate Bridge. You can see the red pillars and stuff through the clouds, but this time it was
Hmm.
pristine and crystal clear. Like from the bridge, you could see Alcatraz. You could see like I don't know, Oak Street Bridge. I don't know what the name of the bridge is on the other side. You could see the city. It was gorgeous. Went and saw
Yeah, I
tulips.
saw that. I saw that picture on your social media.
Yeah, man.
It's beautiful. Oh, it
Yeah,
looks so cool. What a great picture.
windmills, tulips, Lombard Street. That's like that really curvy road in San Francisco. You ever see it where all the cars are like bumper to bumper driving down like that S-shaped road? It's like three or four
Hmm.
S's. So yeah, it
Yeah.
was really busy when we were there, so we didn't drive down it. And then near, I don't know, after dinner there was no one there, so we drove down it. But I've actually driven up it. Years ago we went to San Francisco and we were leaving like early in the morning to drive back to Abbotsford, and we got to the bottom of the street and there was nobody there, so the two guys in the car ran to the top and blocked traffic in case anybody came down, and I drove up it. So I drove the
Oh,
wrong
cool.
way up that street. I think it's kind of cool. Probably get a massive fine if I got caught, but hey, you know what? Fuck you. I'm Canadian.
Oh yeah, for sure. Get
Damn
your
your
car
American rules.
impounded or something.
But yeah, went on a cable car. We did a cable car museum. And I think like one of the highlights, other than seeing my friends I haven't seen in a while, is seeing two of my Call of Duty bros. So two guys that I play Call of Duty with online, whom I've never met. We follow each other on Instagram and are Facebook friends. But yeah, one of them lives like 15 minutes away from where I was staying. So he came and picked me up and then drove an hour to Sacramento, and we picked up the other guy and went out to a bar and had a couple drinks and went out for lunch.
Oh wow, cool. So was it as good in person?
Yeah, man, it's awesome. Those guys rule. Like I would
Oh,
definitely go
that's
visit again. I don't think it's a one and done. I hope not.
well, you seem to know a lot of people out there.
Yeah. Hopefully my friends can keep their jobs because they're just on a contract until January, so they don't know if it's going to be
Mm.
another job offer after that, which I hope it is for them. It was sunny, you know? It was
Hmm.
beautiful. No snow,
Yeah.
just sun and warmth. And
No snow. Ooh.
you could see it on the mountains in the background because I got like a 7 foot dump at Yosemite the week before that.
Okay.
And we were supposed to go to Yosemite, but now no cars are allowed to go unless they have chains. And the people in California are like, "What? What's a
What
chain?"
chains?
Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Chains on your tires?
yeah. So yeah, they don't know what that is. Because why the fuck would they? Living in San
Yeah.
Francisco, you would probably never see snow. Lots of rain,
Yeah.
but never
Hmm.
snow. So yeah, it was good. I had a good time. I would definitely 10 out of 10 would recommend. Beautiful city, nice people. Yeah, expensive as fuck though.
Oh, is it?
Like a box of cereal is like $6 US. So it's like $8 Canadian. And a
Oh.
chocolate bar is like $2 US, which is like 260 Canadian. It's just really
Mm.
pricey. Like at the gas station is pricey. The movie theater is pricey. Going out for dinner was pricey. I don't know, it's just expensive. But I mean, everybody there apparently makes a lot of money.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I wonder what minimum wage is there.
Well, like In-N-Out Burger is starting wage is $20 US an hour to like make burgers.
Oh, wow.
It said 20 to $25 an hour to start, depending on experience. Can you imagine if people here were getting paid $32 an hour as minimum wage?
To make burgers.
Crazy, right?
Well, maybe
So
we wouldn't have to tip so much.
yeah, so yeah, put that into perspective. 20 to $25 based off experience to work at In-N-Out Burger. Awesome.
Hmm. Yeah.
So
Just filling customer orders.
yeah, easy peasy, man. I do that shit every single day. Wouldn't mind
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind getting a well, I mean, one of my employees I'm sure would love to make $25 an hour US to do it.
Well, who wouldn't? I don't know. I still probably wouldn't want to do it.
Yeah, I'm sure there's other jobs for the same rate or maybe a little bit more.
Mhm.
But that's just where
Yeah.
I saw. That's just where I went. Grocery stores and fast food and restaurants.
Yeah, I've never been to San Francisco.
Do it up.
Yeah.
What do you
Could
do
check
next
out the
week?
bridge. Getting a passport.
Yeah, perfect. See, you're halfway there.
I know, I keep saying that, hey.
One of my employees just got her first passport. It just came in the mail. She's very excited.
Yeah. Freedom,
Yeah, she's
kind of.
planning to go to either Dominican or Mexico in April.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very excited, little kid. Do you remember
Oh,
traveling when you didn't need a passport? Like you lived on
yeah.
a border town, right? Do you remember you could just drive over?
Yep. You just drive across, they
You
ask
just
you a
need your
couple
drive.
questions. I don't even remember showing any kind of ID or anything.
They definitely
They
needed
would
to
just
see our
peek in the
driver's
window.
license.
Yeah, I wasn't driving.
It's not like that simple anymore at all.
No. Yeah, I remember flying without a passport,
Yep.
like internationally.
Yep. I remember one time my wife and I were planning to go to Disneyland. So we were in we drove to BC. We were hanging out with her family in Victoria, and I had her passport on me, and I was like, "Hey, your passport's expired." She's like, "What?" I go, "We're flying to Disneyland tomorrow.
Oh
And
no.
your passport's expired." And this is after 9/11, right? So this is like 2008, maybe no, 2007, 2006. I was like, you can't. Like you can't fly from Canada to the States without a valid passport. So we're kind of losing our minds right now that we have no idea what's going to happen. And I was like, well, you don't need a passport to fly US to US, right?
Mhm.
And you don't need a passport to cross the border as they hadn't implemented the rule yet. You could still need two
Right.
proofs
Yeah,
of
you could
ID.
still drive across.
So yeah, what we did is we had our flights changed from Vancouver to LA to Seattle to LA and back to Seattle. And then we had my friend Mark drive us from Vancouver down to Seattle. So
Oh yeah. Oh,
so
that's
we
some smart thinking there.
yeah, we had to take a ferry from
Save that fucking trip.
yeah, we had to take a ferry from Victoria the next day really early, get into Vancouver, drop off my car, get my friend Mark to pick us up, take us to the airport, or take us down to Seattle. So crossing the border, like we had so much shit to do that day. And I mean, once again, it all worked out. And I can probably ask you why you think it all worked out.
'Cause everything always works out for Clay.
Fuck yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although I'm pretty sure I was probably an asshole to my wife about it because it really pissed me off and stressed me out that our whole trip was like screwed the day before.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah,
mean,
that would be stressful because the first thing you think is like, oh, it's not going to happen. Not, and then you start thinking, okay, how can we make this work? So good
well,
for you. I know a lot of people that would have just shut down and been like, oh, well, then we're not going.
well, we're not going. No, no, no. You're
No,
not
you're not
going.
going.
I'm going. That's not a problem for me. But yeah,
Yeah,
I guess, if I was a selfish fuck, then that's probably the route I would have gone. But instead,
right. Yeah.
I wasn't a selfish fuck for
Yeah.
once. For once.
And this was a long time ago too. So does it still count? I mean, I feel like you're trying to take credit for something here.
Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, crossing borders and security and stuff. I mean, I've got long hair. I've got like
Yeah,
sleeve tattoos, and I've got a beard. So
you've had some luck with
ah,
security.
it's yeah, they're always they see me walking down the hall and they're all like, licking their chops and rubbing their hands together like this is the fucker. This fucker
He's
right
got
here.
some good stuff. I
Th-
just know it.
This fucker. Sir, can you please come this way for some extra random screening? I'm like, sure.
Random.
Very random. This is the third time that you've actually randomly selected me in the last 3 weeks. So that's weird. But and that's not a big deal. They just pull you off to the side and they just pat you down and they go through your bag and they use some sort of wand to check if there's chemicals and shit. I guess maybe they think I'm building some sort of bomb on my bag because
Mm-hmm.
that's my
Probably
plan.
swab for what, drugs and like all kinds of shit, right? Explosives.
I don't know. I don't work that job, but I'm assuming you're right.
That's really awesome of you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
you're welcome. You do your part and I'll do mine. I remember last year I got pulled aside for the screening. I was like, when he's like, "Oh, just right this way, sir, for the random selected extra screening." I was like, "Randomly selected or long-haired, bearded, and tattooed selected?" And he just looked at me like with a stern look, and then he smiled. He goes, "No, sir, you're a celebrity. Right this way. Special treatment just for you." And I was like, "That's what I like to hear." So yeah, he's laughing, I'm laughing, and they're like, there's three of them patting me down or going through my bag and stuff. But it made me feel good that he made a joke of it instead of being an asshole about it.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure at that
Yeah,
point
for sure.
when I said, "Oh, long-haired, bearded, tattooed selection," I'm pretty sure he thought, "Oh fuck, I'm profiling. I better make a joke of this quick." Because
Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, it was awesome.
Distract him.
Other than lost luggage, yeah, security seems to be the big thing. I remember I was going to visit my mom. She was getting married in Vegas, and I had some stuff for them in my bag. I don't remember what it was. Like currently, I don't remember what it was in that bag, but maybe it was a wedding gift. And she's a Canadian citizen, and he's an American citizen. And I was going through U.S. customs, so I'm always scared to say, "Oh, my Canadian mom is marrying an American, and I'm going down to the wedding," because they're gonna be like, "Oh, so we're just getting somebody who's not a citizen to marry into," because the U.S. is super protective
Hmm.
of, their citizens in their country. So I was like,
Right.
"Fuck, what if I say the wrong thing? I don't want to lie and say I'm just going to Las Vegas." And they're gonna find the wedding gift if they go through my bag. It says, congratulations, right on the fucking card.
Yeah.
So yeah, they pulled me aside and I told them everything. I was there for probably about 20 minutes and they were calling people and talking to people and then they just let me go. So I don't know what the fuck was going on, but they probably were wondering why a Canadian was marrying an American. They're like, "Does she have a job?" It's like, not that I know of, maybe. Uh, because I knew she had like a green card, so I know she could work there.
Hmm.
So I don't know. I was just worried that they were gonna like be assholes about it. And they weren't. They kept me there for a while, but they
Well,
weren't
that's
assholes
good.
about it.
Yeah. Have you ever been treated poorly at the
No,
airport?
never.
No.
I don't think
That's
so.
good.
Like I know my mom always says, "Okay, just make sure when you see the pilot when you walk on, tell him to have a safe flight and try him to tell him to fly his best, like be safe when he flies." And I was like, "You're not really supposed to talk to the pilots like that." And then one time I joked about it. I was getting food at one of the concession kind of things at the airport, and it was next to my gate. And I had my ticket in my hand, and there's a pilot right in front of me, like pilot, co-pilot. He's like, "Hey, I'm your pilot on that flight." He points at my like boarding pass. I go, "Oh, my mom wants me to tell you to fly the plane safe." And I smile. He's like, "Why would we not? Do you have other plans for the flight?" I'm like, "What?" It's like, "What? No, I don't have any other plans." I was thinking, my mom always says to like pass the pilot a note. I'm like, "No, no, you don't pass pilots notes." And he's like, "No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, we'll fly. Tell your mom we'll fly safe as possible." I was like, "God damn it. I thought they were going to pull me off the flight, right?"
Yeah, thinking you're some kind of threat.
Right? Fuck,
Like you
terrified.
can't joke about certain things at airports.
Apparently. Apparently. Have you ever been stopped?
Like, have a
Oh,
safe flight. Yeah, I got searched or whatever. I think I was coming back from the Dominican and me and the guy that I was with. and probably about 20 other young people,
Yeah.
all under 30, all got sent to the extra screening. And we were kind of standing in line, and one of the guys behind me, he had a video camera. And like this was like late 90s, I think. So
Yeah.
it was like a big handheld video camera. And he was just recording away, like recording people, like zooming in on people getting searched and shit.
Weird.
And then he got this big hand on his shoulder. Sir, you're gonna have to come with us. And he got pulled into a separate room. And he was in there. Like we went through the line. Took maybe 20 minutes or so.
Yeah.
And he was still in that room when we were leaving.
Hmm.
And he looked stressed
Well, there's
because
signs
he was like
everywhere.
giving them a hard time. Yeah, like he didn't want to show them what he recorded and he didn't want to delete it and whatever. So like he was kind of being a dick about things and like, why? Well, that's my buddy right there. I can record my buddy. So like he created his own situation.
There's so many signs. No phone usage in this area. No recording allowed in this area. It's at all the customs
Yeah.
area, right? And all the security. It's like if you can't read that, you're a fucking moron. Like
Yeah.
obviously they don't want people recording that shit.
Yeah. Yeah, and they went through all my stuff and I had bought a photo album and it was bound with a stick and the stick had bark on it. So
Uh-oh.
they
No,
had
no.
to they had I didn't know that, right?
Yeah.
Just whatever. So they just unbound it and took the stick out and I think they replaced it with like a pen or something like that. I don't know.
Hmm.
But yeah, that was it. It was very, very easy breezy.
I remember taking sand from Greece from two different beaches, like this black lava sand. You know the drinks you get when you go buy a bottle of booze and they have
Mm.
like the small little sample bottle?
Yeah.
So I bought two sample bottles in Santorini that were ouzo, which is a Greek drink, and I drank them and then I cleaned
Mhm.
them out and then I dried them and then I went to the red sand beach and a black sand beach and I filled the two little things with that and I was like, I wonder if they're gonna take that from me at the airport. And they didn't. And then I came back from Mexico
Oh,
last year and I brought my kid like a shell that I found that was wedged in between these two rocks, like right on the beach. And it's like a big conch, but it's like the size of a roll of toilet paper, like a fresh roll of toilet paper.
oh wow.
Usually you find little ones there. This one I spent probably 45 minutes trying to like get it out from between the two rocks it was wedged in. And it had been, I mean, it's full of holes and stuff because the water, like, it doesn't work as a conch shell, but it's huge.
Right.
And I thought it was kind of cool. And they never took that.
Yeah. Hmm.
Luckily, right? They took your stick, but
I don't know. Maybe it's just bark. I'm
maybe.
sure it had something to do with the bark. Because like you can have a stick with no bark on it.
Yeah. Hmm.
But I think it was the bark.
I remember having like lost luggage before and they wouldn't let you past a certain window. Like you're in this room and I'm looking through the window of the door and it's like, I see my bag. And they're like, well, I don't have security to go in there. Okay, can you find someone? There's nobody working right now that has security clearance to go to that side. I was like, what? They go, that's from the other side. That's when you get off a plane and you land and you come to this side. And nobody we have working right there, right in there, will get the bag for us. And nobody on this side can go through that door. I'm like, this is so fucking stupid. Like, oh my God,
All
it's so
these
fucking,
security measures, hey?
it's so simple. Let's just go grab my bag that you guys lost. But yeah, yeah, security is super hardcore. I remember after 9/11, all concerts were shut down and all like big sporting events, like big stadiums were just shutting down. They weren't doing anything. And I remember U2 was going on tour. They said, no, fuck it. We're going to bring people together. We're going to do a stadium tour right now. So they just booked a whole bunch of stadium shows and they were touring with No Doubt. And I remember we flew to LAX from Vancouver. And when we got to LAX, the airport was like dead. It was like empty. Nobody was flying. And there were so many military guys walking around. I don't know what the brand of the machine gun was, but like, like an, I don't know, M60, M16, MP4. I have no idea. But there was
Yeah, that sounds right.
so many military guys walking around with like German shepherds and their fucking guns. I'm like, this is terrifying. Like, this is
Yeah.
wow. One wrong move, and they're gonna shoot first and ask questions later. So yeah, it was
Yep.
kind of scary. Luckily, I didn't have to rent any vehicles on the San Francisco trip because my friend has a car, so we just used his car. But I remember in Scotland last year renting the car, and usually when you rent a car, I'm super careful about everything. So I take pictures and video before I get in the car to make sure there's no scratches, and if there's scratches, there's documentation that it happened before I sat down and
Hmm.
drove it. And I was so meticulous and so careful. And then when I get back, I'm dropping it off, and the guy's complaining about his job. He's complaining about the rain in Ireland. He was from Eastern Europe somewhere. I don't know, Romania, Bulgaria. He's just complaining. And I was like, oh, I took these videos of the car with a couple scratches in it. He's like, you scratched the car? I was like, no, these are taken like from your parking lot like 4 days ago. And he's
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I mean, what I meant to say is I don't give a shit. I don't care what you did to it. I don't care if there's missing tires. I hate this job." And I was like, "Oh, okay." He goes, "So I'm just gonna sign off on it." And I'm like,
Sweet.
"All right, fair,
Nice.
fair enough." So he didn't even want to. He didn't even look at the car. He didn't care. He's just like, "All right, whatever. I don't fucking care." So I gave him
Yeah,
the
I don't
keys.
get paid enough to do that fucking paperwork.
I was like, "Oh my
I
God,
mean,
I
I
didn't."
can relate. I know how he feels. Like some things you're just like, fuck it, man. I don't get paid enough to do that.
I need more people working the rental places.
I have a little story about some security. It's not about me.
Yeah.
It's about somebody else. Um, it's actually from about a TSA agent,
Okay.
and her name's Cooper.
You.
So one shift, she heard sobbing from the back of the security line,
Yeah.
but like she didn't really think anything of it because she's kind of used to strange behavior at an airport, and people cry at airports, right?
Wait,
So,
what? Like out of happiness or sadness or?
well, yeah, like when you see someone that you haven't seen in a long time, you're
Oh,
crying
sorry.
or
This is
saying
feelings again.
goodbye to somebody. Yeah,
Okay.
feelings,
Yeah.
right?
Sorry.
Shit, forgot.
Yeah.
Sorry, I should have
Sorry.
prefaced with feeling
Okay.
alert.
Okay. I'll listen to the rest of your story and pretend I understand.
Well, this particular group of passengers did present her with a problem. One of them was in a wheelchair and she was bent over with her head between her knees and she was completely unresponsive. So Cooper asked the people with her, is she okay? Can she sit up? And she started taking the boarding passes and IDs to check them. And then she says, I need to see her face to identify her. And the family says, she can't. Soon, Cooper was joined in the area by a supervisor, an assortment of EMTs, and airport police officers. It turns out the passenger was dead.
Oh my God.
She and her family had arrived several hours prior to check in, as you do, right? A couple hours in advance.
Yeah.
And she died sometime after check-in. So, since they had her boarding pass in hand, the family figured they would still try to get her on the flight. It's better than leaving her in a foreign country with their medical system.
The fuck.
So, the family might have not have known it at the time, but they had run into one of air travel's many gray areas. So, get this. Without a formal death certificate, the passenger can't be considered legally dead.
Okay.
And U.S. law obligates airlines to accommodate their ticketed and checked-in passengers, even if they have a physical or mental impairment that substantially limits one or more major life activities. In this case, it's life in general. So, in short, she could still fly, but they had to go through all of the screening and check her body for contraband, weapons, explosives, yada, yada, yada.
I guess they could put anything inside of her. She's dead, right?
Right, right. But like since the body scanners can only really be used on people who can stand up,
Yeah.
they had to manually pat her down everywhere. So Cooper didn't have to check her. The colleagues did. They did an official pat down, the whole process, gloves on. They checked her everywhere in sensitive areas, even. And when she was cleared, she was allowed to fly. But not even death can exempt you from TSA screening.
Well, I mean, we did
Like
discuss
how, what a traumatic situation.
it's
That's a very delicate situation. They just lost somebody, for one, you know.
yeah.
I think they kind of expected her to survive the flight and make it wherever they needed to go.
It reminds me of the European or what vacation is it with Chevy Chase where the dead grandma they tied to the
Mm,
roof,
yeah, yeah,
right?
European vacation.
Yeah, so
I
it's
think
like
it's European vacation.
yeah, it's been so long since I watched them. But it's like that,
Yeah,
but on an airplane.
yeah, yeah. And then that passenger is going to be sitting, like, that's where the story cuts off. I would like to kind of know the rest,
Like did she
but
sit on her chair or did they put her down in luggage storage?
oh, I never even thought of that.
Right?
No.
Do you think like the family members like, well, I kind of wanted more elbow room. Can grandma go down in luggage storage? Because how are they
Or
gonna
like leave her
get
in
her
the
off the chair?
wheelchair
Right.
in an emergency, in the emergency. I don't know. Yeah, like where did she travel?
I don't know. But I mean, now she's going to heaven.
Well, she was already in heaven when all this was happening. Hopefully, she wasn't looking down at her family, watching the security officers still having to pat her down.
That's fucking nuts. See, that's a way cooler
Yeah,
story
and to
than
be the people working there, having to do that.
I mean, it's got to be weird that it has to have happened before for there to be a protocol for it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
How many times has somebody tried
Yeah,
to
it's
bring
a
their
gray area.
yeah, it's like, okay, breakout protocol 3-4. The dead person in a wheelchair getting onto the plane? Yeah, yeah, that one. That's messed up.
Yeah, but that can't be the only time that's ever happened.
No, it can't be there.
Like I'm
There's a
sure
protocol
like
written out for it.
people pass away on planes and like mid-flight.
But
I
this is
just heard about one
before
today.
before flights. Weird.
Hmm.
Well, I don't think I have any stories to top that. So, do you? It might be best to leave this on a high note of
Just leave it at
entertainment.
that. Yeah. Yeah, so safe flying, everybody.
Yeah, if you guys are gonna travel, make sure everybody's healthy as they possibly can be, and don't bring
Hmm.
sticks from Dominican Republic, was it?
Yeah. Yeah. Don't bring bark.
Mhm. And if you're gonna have long hair, beard, and a tattoos on your arms, try and wear long sleeve shirts and tuck your hair up in your hat. I don't know, unless you want that special celebrity treatment. I mean,
Or just, yeah, be prepared to get screened.
yeah,
Get screened.
that's happened my whole life. I've always had long hair, so I always got stopped in the border driving down to Washington from BC all the time.
Oh yeah, even driving. Hey.
Yeah, I mean to the point where they had you fill out these stupid little things saying who you are, how old you are, who you're traveling with, when's the last time you were down, how long do you plan on being down. I was like, I already answered all these questions and gave the guy my ID, but whatever. So I filled it out, fill it out. And then I find out after years and years of doing that, like 3 years of doing that, then I move away and I come back and I go down to the States. And the lady's like, "Hey, you're the guy that we used to bring in all the time. You came in with that girl all the time." I go, "Yeah, it was my high school girlfriend." "Oh yeah." And I was like, "Okay." She goes, "Yeah, you're free to go. He's free to go. Don't worry about it." And I was like, "Oh wait, like did
They
you?"
remembered you?
Yeah, and I was like, "Did you bring up my file?" She goes, "Your file." I go, "Well, like I filled out forms 2 days a week for like 9 months, like because I was coming down here with just to go shopping like all the time." She goes, "Oh, that's just busy work. We don't even keep those. You just fill those out while we're searching your
Ah!
car." I'm like, "What?"
Yeah.
She goes, "Yeah, we didn't save those." I'm like, "Good to know." She goes, "Yeah, but it's nice seeing you." I was like, "All right, nice seeing you." So yeah, years later, I learned that it was just wasting my fucking time to fill that shit out.
It was keeping you occupied, so you're not being disgruntled
Yeah, I
at
guess, right?
everybody else. It gives you a task to perform, and then you feel like you accomplished a goal.
That
So
sounds
then
like
you
a
leave pretty happy, right?
it sounds like a
It's
teachable moment.
managing. They managed you. Yeah.
Yeah. But it was nice for her to remember me. She was like, just get his car out of there. You don't need to
Yeah,
take it
that's
in the booth.
cool.
It's fine.
And you got the pass, right?
Yeah,
Like
just
we put you through that all the time. We'll
yeah,
give you a pass now. We know you're grown up. You're not an asshole anymore.
yeah. I've never
Well,
found
I mean,
anything.
that's what they think anyway.
Well, little do they know. Fuck those guys.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna peace out. It's been a
Yeah.
pleasure once again chatting with you.
You as well.
I look forward to the next chat
Very soon.
very, very soon. All right, thanks for listening, guys. Remember, we have like Instagram and TikTok, and April makes these awesome reels that you can watch and listen and laugh to.
Hmm. Facebook, YouTube Shorts.
Yeah, all that.
Check
I'm
us
not.
out on social media. It's little bits of this
Yeah,
with video.
just the 8 seconds of good stuff from the 45-minute episode that gets thrown into a clip.
It's
So
all the good stuff. It's like the movie trailers.
yeah. So if you don't feel that you have the time to listen to an episode, just watch the 30-second clip on YouTube and we're done. That's it.
Yep, go check it out there.
Yeah, you could watch like all 100 episodes in, I don't know. I'm not good at math. 800 minutes? I don't know what that is. Done.
Except I haven't made
Oh shit. Okay, retract
any
that.
for
Don't go to YouTube and don't watch those shorts. Just wait till we've slaved April away to making clips from every episode.
just watch what's there. Just
There you
watch
go.
what's there and
All right.
enjoy and tell us what you want, what you like, what you don't like.
Answers for Everything podcast, AFE podcast, Answers for Everything. You'll find it everywhere. Instagram, Facebook,
Hmm,
TikTok, YouTube. Send
we're
us
everywhere.
messages.
We love it.
Tell us what you want us to talk about. Otherwise, it's just going to be about
This.
this, which you've probably already hit stop by now and moved on to Joe Rogan or
Just
whatever you're
just
listening to.
Clay's mom's listening.
Yeah,
Just Clay's mom.
there you go. She's not going to hit stop until she hears that final music playing, and then she's going to wait to
Wow, 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 wow.
she's going to wait to see if there's an after credit scene. Yeah, that was really good. That was much better than my rotary dial noise I made.
You have after credits, Lance?
No, we don't.
Shit.
Shh,
Oh,
don't tell my mom.
maybe we will.
Maybe we will.
Well, stay tuned, everyone.
Peace out, Noodles.
Bye.
I'm gonna go cook my kids dinner because it's almost 8
Yeah,
o'clock.
I'm gonna finish
Oh,
my
it's after
dinner
8.
and I'm gonna post.
All right. Well, thank you very much. It's
Okay.
been good, and we will chat
Yeah.
soon.
Okay, okay. Bye. Mwah.